let's go ahead and move forward anyway. Okay, everybody who's getting their stuff together, just get their stuff together. We got the majority here is ready to go. So we've got a character that runs around in Unreal, and we want to get a custom animation on him. We went into Mixamo and loaded up the flying kick, and changed our character to the character that's in Unreal, and exported that as from Mixamo as flying kick.fbx. Okay. So now the next step in Unreal is to go into your folder with your character and double click on it so it opens up in Persona. And here's our character here, and you click on animation. Oh. Sorry about that. So I just went into the folder here. I'm using Ira's file. It's called Marcus. And in Marcus is Marcus Skeletal Mesh. I double click that, and he opens in Persona. He's a dude with some shades. And on the right hand side is animation, of course. And if I pull the little divider where it says in between name and type over, I can see the list of animations. I can click on those. We're looking good here. We're looking real good here. So one of the things I want to do is we need to fix this kick in Maya, actually. So I want you guys to go ahead and launch Maya, and I want you to import that flying kick.fbx into Maya. Yeah. What's that? It works fine. What do you mean? On the what? Oh yeah, I know. There's a thing we need to tweak with it though, with the root, to make it to where when we play the animation, the character moves forward. So I'll show you how to do that. This class ends at 3.
So are you planning to, when we hook up the kick, are you planning to do it through montage?
Montage.
Okay. So you're not just going to press F and have it play the animation and then stop animation?
I'll show you. Well, I'll do it, and then if you think that there's a better way, you can show me an alternate way.
I'm gonna shut up.
I don't want you to shut up, Chris. Oh, sorry. Ninja wants you to shut up.
Well, you're racist.
Cool, guys. Glad we're all friends in here.
That wasn't friendly? If you're not trying to start a race war,
So you guys should all have Maya open and have Mr. Kick here imported, okay? Oh no, what, Deanna? It should just be a skeleton. Oh. The skeleton is super weird. Why are you guys laughing?
My textures are a little wonky.
You imported the kick, right?
Yeah. No, the textures are like off.
It's okay. All we care about is the animation. All right, you guys got the kick in there? Is your guy doing a kick in Maya? If he's not doing a kick in Maya, go to File, Import, and import flying kick. Make sure you do it in a new scene. All right, so let me explain what we're going to do here. So we've just imported the animation, right? And what we need to do is we need to make sure that that root bone, so when the character moves forward in Unreal, we need Unreal to understand how far forward he's moved, and then we want him to stop where he's moved and continue to move from there. The way that this animation is right now, with the root moving, the root is that the joint. If you click root, it's that joint at the very bottom. If that root moves like that, what's going to happen is when you push the button on your keyboard, Homeboy's going to move forward, and then he's going to snap right back. Because the root always starts at 0, 0, 0. Does that make sense? So what we need to do is take the motion off of this guy going forward and put it on the hip, and remove it from the root, and put the root back at 0, 0, 0. Okay? So I will show you how to do that. So what I want you to do is click the root and open up the graph editor. So go to Window, Animation Editors, Graph Editor. What? You don't have a root? Did you do FBX and not Unreal? You did FBX?
Oh, just.
I mean, when you imported this in as when you exported your character, did you do it as
Do you have Unreal open?
okay, so you do. Yeah, you didn't export it as Unreal 4. You just did regular FBX. So I need you to re-export this, or re-export it as in the skeleton for Unreal 4 as opposed to just FBX. Does that make sense? Okay, guys. So when you open up the graph editor, okay, the graph editor is 2D. If you hold Alt, you can use your middle mouse button. You can zoom in and out. You can use your right mouse button. And it's 2D, so there's not 3 dimensions here, okay? So get comfortable moving around in the graph editor. I like to make it as big as possible whilst also seeing my skeleton on the left-hand side here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the animation off of the root and copy that, and then we're going to put that animation on the hip, okay? Okay. So that animation is in Z, okay? So what we're going to do is, if you click on Translate Z on the left, okay, there is the animation curve for Translate Z. That's what makes him move forward, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to copy that. So select all the curves, or all the curve points, and then go to Edit, Copy. Okay, and then click the hip of the character. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click on Translate Z on the hip of the character and go ahead and delete everything but the first curve point, and then go Edit, Paste. And what it's done when you paste it is it's pasted everything from frame 2 on. Okay? Actually, no, that worked really good. Actually, it did exactly what we wanted it to. That's fine. So now we need to go back to the root and delete, because we have double motion now. He's moving twice as far. So now we need to go back to the root and delete the translate motion off of the root. So go back, click on the root again, and then click Translate Z and delete that motion. So now the root will stay put, and Homeboy just does his flying kick moving forward. What? Why is he? And it looks like that root is doing a bunch of other crazy stuff. So what I want to do is just go ahead and clear all of the motion off of that root, period. So in your graph editor, just click the root, select all the motion, and just hit delete. Why is he doing that? Oh, actually, it looks like there was more motion on that root that we needed. Looks like there's some rotate motion. So basically, any motion that's on there that looks like it's doing stuff. What's that?
Translate and rotate Z, or?
Yeah, it looks like Translate and Rotate Z were what we need to copy over. So again, select it, copy it, then select the hips. This is really not getting the desired result that I want for some reason. He's doing weird stuff. I'm gonna attempt this again.
I think you got it.
What?
Did I get it? That's what I have.
What?
What you have?
You have that, but the root stays back?
No, my root goes with me.
Your root goes with you? Your root's not supposed to go with you.
No.
I've got an idea. I've got a better idea. Make a new scene, you guys. This is not working for me right now. So make a new scene, import the kick again. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to constrain a locator to the hip. Okay, so click on your animation tab up at the top, and there's a green locator thingy. Create one of those, and then make sure you're on frame 1, and now move that locator to the hip. So click it and hit W, and then move it to the hip. And you can scale it up so it can be grabbed easy. And what we're going to do, and you can V snap that to the hip. So when it's selected and you're moving it, if you hold V, you can snap it right to the hip. Again, we are in our kick file here. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to have this locator follow that hip. And I want you to change your frame range. We need to change our frame range to 36. So down at the bottom where it says 200, just change that to 36 and hit enter. So our frame is exactly as long as we want it to be. And then what I want you to do is at frame 1, when that locator is exactly at the center of that hip joint, select the hip bone, then shift select the locator, then go up to constrain parent. Constrain parent. So you select the hip first, then hold shift and select the locator so they're double selected, and then go to constrain parent. And what's going to happen when you do that is if you play the animation, that locator will follow that hip. Okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to bake the animation onto that locator. So with the locator selected, go up to Edit, Keys, Bake Simulation. Edit, Keys, Bake Simulation. And now the locator is no longer attached to his hip. It has its own keys on it in world space.
Chris?
What?
Paying attention, what you do?
I created a locator
Yes.
and I snapped it to the hip. Then I parent constrained the locator to the hip and baked the animation on it.
How did you snap it to the
Hold V
Okay.
and then select the hip and shift select the locator and then go to constrain parent and then bake the animation onto the locator. Is everybody with me so far? Anybody behind? You guys good?
Mine is just stumping in place. It's not moving forward.
So I'm looking at, in Mixamo, you guys, did you export with skin? No.
So you're supposed to export with skin?
No.
Or without?
Without. Always without. Alright, so you guys that are with me here, let's continue to move forward. You guys that are behind, what's that? Baked keys? Make sure you select your locator. Once your locator follows the hip, select it and go to Edit, Keys, Bake Simulation. What that does is it bakes the animation onto the locator. Okay, moving forward here. So now what we want to do is remove the animation off of the root and remove the animation off of the hip. So if you select the hip and select the root, make sure you're at frame 1, and then just go into Windows, Animation Editor, Graph Editor, select everything and hit delete. Select everything and hit delete, and he will be doing stuff but not moving. So select the hip and select the root and then hit delete. So he should look like this. Then we're going to do exactly the opposite of what we did to the locator onto the hip. This time we're going to constrain the hip onto the locator. So this time you'll do it in reverse. You'll select the locator, then shift select the hip, constrain parent. And now this bro. Did everybody catch that? Anybody not catch that? Anybody need help?
Go over it one more time.
Yeah, I'll go over it one more time. Okay, so where are you, Ira?
I just reviewed all the stuff from the hip.
Okay, so now he looks like this.
Yeah.
Hip and the root. So he should look like this. Yeah, so now you select, instead of selecting the hip first, then the locator, you select the locator and then the hip. Constrain parent. Make sure you're on frame 1. And now the hip will follow the locator. And that root stays behind. Now we also need to move that root to 0, 0, 0. So you can just, it has no keys on it, so you can V snap that again, or X snap it to 0, 0, 0. We want that root staying at 0, 0, 0. Where's your locator? Okay, there's no. Is it it's following the dude? Okay, so you bake this. The keys. I don't see the keys. The keys bake simulations. Okay, there the keys are. Okay. Now you select the hip. Shift select the root. Windows animation editors. Animation editors, draft editor. So with all those selected, delete them. Now you're gonna constrain hip to the locator. And now bro follows the locator. Beautiful. All right, everybody good? Okay. Okay, why don't we take a 5-minute break and let everybody catch up that needs to catch up, okay? Guys, go to the bathroom, have a smoke break, do what you gotta do. Save your myosines. What's up? Chris, can you help them up front? There's no keyframes coming up because you have to bake this. Now there's the keyframes. Now select the hip. Select the hip. Shift select the root. No, don't select that. Select that. Shift select the root. Yep. Now go to edit your graph editor. Just select all those keys and delete them. Okay, minimize that. Now select the locator. Now, well, I'll play the animation. See that? Now hit stop. Go to frame 1. Now shift select the hip. No, with the locator. No, other order. Locator first, then hip. Then go to constrain parent. Does that make sense what we've done? Basically, copied the animation for the hip onto the locator, then removed it because scroll out. Yeah, that's not right. 2, 0, 0, 0. Because the problem was it was using some animation and this is some animation. So what we did was to move that. So I just want to know what this is with both things combined, and killed everything and move after that. So make sure that's exactly what it's supposed to be. Are you okay? Oh, can you help him?
You have time to look at any of this stuff?
Say what?
Did you have time to look at any of this stuff?
Yeah, I'm on break right now.
Take
So
time.
just give me 1 second.
How do you turn this off and on? With your keyboard?
1 second. So what? You mean okay? I'm here. So did you finish all those like the whole list of stuff I gave you?
I have not done the thing for the district
Oh, okay.
because they have a bunch of links that link to stuff that we talked about changing. So I wanted to check on you about that.
But you did all this stuff.
Yeah, except for Matt.
How come this video isn't loading?
Start with the faculty. In that, I got to that yet. I spent most of the time just correcting faculty
Issues.
spelling errors and
So you went through all this?
every bit. Pictures up. I need bio for him, picture for him, and Elise.
You can go to.
I looked on LinkedIn. She doesn't have a picture on LinkedIn or Facebook that I saw.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm shocked. That's him. Right there.
Oh, him and his dog?
Yeah.
Okay. what
Good
about-
enough. Good enough.
Okay. What about her?
David Budd. Who? Elise
Elise?
Wade.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris,
Yes.
can you help her? I have no idea. It's like making bones and stuff.
On itself.
All you had to do was export the kick out of Mixamo and import that into Maya.
I did all that.
And what's going on?
It's making bones.
It's like making. Like,
I don't know what she clicks on that
Disco
computer, but it
she
she
pressed the kill computer button. when she
releases
logged in
the
or
Kraken every single time. Like blows my mind.
Because I was at work, joking, and I said, yeah,
I'll text you for a headshot.
And see if she can put like a 3 or 4 sentence bio together. Her stuff is just a list of schools and a list of schools, education, where she taught, and some articles she wrote. That's all her. That's all her vitae was.
Okay, done.
And a lot of the websites, or I guess a lot of the emails, just weren't working. Some people didn't have emails. I spent quite a long time correcting spelling errors.
Okay,
That was really fun.
so there's no email for him. Ryan Bowden. Okay, I'm about to send you a lot of contacts. Okay.
That'd be fun. Yeah. Do that. I'll send them all out.
Let's see. Brad. Person here. I'm gonna text him to you. So you need.
I sent something to. I don't know. I may have sent something to Elise on her DCC.
Okay, scroll up. Just go slow. So you don't. Okay, you don't have Elliot's. Okay, let me send it to you.
Well, see, he's got his book and his portfolio up there, so I figured one of those would probably connect to him. They all should have DCCD emails, right?
Yes.
Oh, his thing's in the wrong place. Damn.
Hey, check your phone. You don't even have anything for Arthur?
Yeah.
it's the one below that.
Yes.
Can you see that info that it should say contacts.vcf? Can you see what's info's in the contacts VCF?
Not yet. Let's see. Okay, Bowden. Subject. Looks like it's opening.
I'll try and send text ones.
Oh wait, there we go. Elliot Lilly. It's the only one that came in.
There should be a
B card.
Yeah, the V card.
Yeah. I started to put everybody at Gmail, and I figured we could just go in and change the Gmails later if they work with Gmail. But Arvid Moses.
Just do what you can do with the info that I'm sending you.
Okay. I don't know what this is like. I don't know what it is. It's a website for getting textures and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that where he works? Or is that his website? Or
that is a company that he works at.
is that him and Arvin work at the same place?
Who and Arvin?
That guy, Chad.
No. Damn, I don't have an email for David Budd. Which is weird.
If it's got it on his LinkedIn, then
It doesn't have it on his LinkedIn.
of course it doesn't.
I'll ask him.
You in school? Who's that?
Okay, so do you have it? So those V cards, are those coming through?
Mm-hmm.
Wish I could send more of these at one time.
The Matt you were talking about is Matt Leslie?
But,
You said
no, it's not.
you just said Matt. We ever add Matt? He works at ID.
Yeah, do we have a guy on our website that is in that section that says that he works at software? You have my
Yeah,
email.
there is.
That is not an email, sir.
That is not an email.
www.anemail.com is not an email. That will take you nowhere. That will take you to...
Did that? A couple of them did that too.
Yeah, because that's not an email. That's
Okay,
a web
that-
address with an email
A
on
web.
it. Makes sense. An email is
It does,
just...
okay. Yeah, that's yeah, I coded it wrong. Go down.
Hold on, we were talking about... okay, so I sent you
Oh, you're
everything.
talking about the one, the Matt. Is that a student or is that a faculty?
That is a student success is what that is.
Okay.
And we have him already. Never mind. Scratch that idea. What else did we... Okay, so faculty projects.
So
Okay,
that
so you added this.
added extra.
You added some stuff.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, made that a little bit bigger so the stuff wouldn't look
Cool.
all bad.
Student work. We haven't... I'd like to add more here.
Don't need to know about that. Oh, go to
We still got the video.
oh, shoot. There's one of them, and the title is beneath. It may be may be a faculty.
It's games.
No, it's not games. Look under faculty projects maybe.
Here.
Yes. Should this have? I mean, it's got his name, Arvin, there. Should it be? Should I explain who we're talking about? If all of a sudden we're asking questions of some guy named Arvin,
Arvin did the interview.
but we don't have anything up there that says indie game developer. I mean, it doesn't seem like the information's correct for explaining what Beneath is or where it came from or who designed it.
That's all this.
So that's what all that does.
Yeah.
So should we change the top part to say anything
I
different?
think it's fine. It's the same as this. It's all they're doing is this is fine.
See, we at least got Josh's picture up there. Maybe that's what we need. Just throw a picture up there.
I mean, you could make it similar to this
Okay.
if you want to add a picture.
Yeah.
Instead of having say indie game developer, it says it's like
Click on the email
This
to
is
Josh
fine.
and see what that does.
That's it. That's correct.
But does it go anywhere?
Yeah, that's correct. If it says mail to : and then the email, that's exactly
That's
what
what
we
it
want.
does. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Anything
As
else?
long as it don't say mail to.
Man, I would just continue to finish out that list.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. If
Let me.
get
I gotta keep these guys going here.
Yeah. If I get the bios and all that stuff, all of these guys, and
I will send
give me
it.
a lot to do.
I will send it to you ASAP. Okay. Did you guys get sorted up there, or Deanna? Are you still having weird issues? Okay, guys, let's move on. Hopefully, we can finish this today. All right. So everybody's got a kick that works now. So let's go ahead and export this for Unreal. So file, export all. File, export all. And change that to FBX at the bottom. And we want to make sure that animation's turned on and bake animation is turned on. And this is 36 frames. The end is 36 frames. All right. And we are going to export this as kick exports. And then export all. Export all. Then we go into Unreal. And once we go into Unreal, we are going to go into Persona with our bro. So double click on your bro to where he pops up in Persona. And then go up to Create Assets for this skeleton. Make sure you're on idle. Double click on idle, because we want him starting from the idle pose. And go to Create Asset, Anim Montage. And go ahead and name this kick at the bottom. And you can place that in the folder with your character if you'd like. And then hit OK. So we have a animation montage. Okay. Now we need to create an animation. So go up to, double click on idle again, and go to Create Asset, Create Animation from Current Pose. And we will name this kick also. And hit OK. It's going to complain. Kick wasn't created. The asset is referenced by other content. Don't know what that means, so I'm going to try that again, and I'll name it something different, because maybe call it kick anim or something. There we go, like that. Kick anim. So again, I had the idle playing, and I went up to create asset, create animation from current pose, and I called it kick anim. Then when that kick anim's created, right click on it, not the montage but the actual animation, and go to re-import animation and load up your kick export. So we have two things that we've created. One is a anim montage, and then we have another one which is a create animation from current pose. And then you right click on that animation, not the montage, which is green, and then go to re-import animation, and then import the kick export.
Okay.
So one thing to do here is what I want to show you why we did this fix in Maya is if you go up to show and turn on bones, you can see that it looks just like how we had it in Maya. Okay. Now there is if you double click on your kick animation, on the left hand side there is a checkbox called enable root motion. Go ahead and turn that on. Make sure that it says you check on enable root motion, and below that is a drop down. Make sure that's set to ref pose.
That is.
And what's your guy doing?
He's like going like straight to the ground.
Change it to some of the other options below.
Okay.
I don't know why that, whatever. But okay, so okay, so I think I might be retarded. But that's okay. Okay, so I am retarded, but that's okay. The first step is admitting retardation. Okay, so right click on your kick anim, right click anim or kick anim, and then go to find in content browser. Okay, and it's going to have that kick animation that we created selected. Right click on that and go to re-import, and Deanna, you don't need to do any of that Maya stuff. That's fine. Okay. And then there's a option that says re-import with new source. Re-import with new source. And this time, load the kick that we got directly from Mixamo, not the one we exported from Maya. Should be just called flying kick. And then double click it and go back to persona. So I forgot, I was confused, but basically I did it in reverse. So most of the time you'll get an animation and it will look like this, where the root is behind, it stays behind, and we have to do a similar process to what we did. What we want is the root to follow. Okay, and so I did literally made you guys do that in reverse, but that's cool because you learned something. So now when you import that and go back to persona, if you uncheck enable root motion, you'll see a little red line when he moves at the bottom. You have to turn on bones for that though, so go to show bones and you'll see a red line. And what that's telling you is that the root, it understands that the root is moving, okay? Now when you turn on enable root motion now, when you turn on root motion now, it stays in place, but the engine is understanding its movement, if that makes sense. The engine locks it in place but understands its movement, and we won't really be able to see it until we hook the animation up. Okay, so go ahead and now what we need to do is we need to put our kick anim into the animation montage. So double click your kick animation montage, and you should be able to drag your kick animation into the bottom or the middle slot of your animation montage. So double click it's the purple one, double click that, and then drag your kick animation into the middle slot of your animation montage. Just drag it in. Make sense? So you double click your animation montage, and then it'll show here, it'll say montage default group. Then grab the kick animation, which is the green one, and drag that into the slot below where it says default. Everybody get that? Anybody lost? Double click your animation montage. Should be purple. Now you should see something that says default. See where it says default?
Yeah.
So below that is an empty slot. Click on your animation, kick anim, and drag that into the slot below default. Okay, now you need to check the box on the left that says double click your kick animation, and there's a box that says enable root animation. Your guy should be kicking but standing still.
Okay.
Your guy is not standing still. I can see it from here. There you go. Alright, so our montage is created. What? Click the enable root. You had it. I saw it.
But like he's not like standing in the one spot.
Did you replace that animation with right click on your kick animation, go to find in content browser.
Okay.
Now whatever's selected, right click on that and go to re-import with new source,
Okay.
and import the FBX for the flying kick from Mixamo, not from Maya. Now double click on it. There you go. That looks like it's doing it.
Except it's left and right. It's not really kick.
Is he kicking?
If you want to call that kicking.
Okay, I don't know what's wrong with your thingy. Alright, let's move on here, okay? So, we need to now create the kicking motion. So I want you to go to content and type in third, and you're going to click on the third person. It's called the third person character. Okay, and it's going to look like this. It's the event graph for the third person character. So again, you go into content, and make sure you click save in persona. You click the save button
Where?
in persona, this thingy. Make sure you click the save button in the upper left. So again, in your main view, if you click on content and type in third,
All you have to do is hit edit blueprint.
where's that at?
In the corner, where you already have your character clicked on, so just hit edit blueprint.
Oh, okay. Or yeah, or you can select your character, and then there's a blue edit blueprint button, and you can click what? Open blueprint editor. Okay. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create an input. So it's a button on the keyboard that you push when stuff happens. Okay? So go up to Edit, Project Settings. And if you scroll down to where it says Input, and under action mappings, you'll see there's already one created for jump. If you, it's on the left under edit project settings. If you click the plus button that says adds action mapping, it will add another one, and we'll call this one kick. And then you want to select the key on the keyboard that you want to make it kick. So I don't know, I guess E is pretty a good one, so we'll just set it to E. So you just go to Edit, Project Settings. On the left hand side, scroll down under where it says Engine, Input. Now expand action mappings. You'll see there's one that says Jump. Now above you can hit a plus sign next to the trash can that says Adds Action Mapping, and it'll add a new one and name that Kick. And then there's a drop down where you can select the button on the keyboard that you click to make it do stuff. Change that to E, and then when you're finished, close the project settings. Alright, so now we're going to call that in the event graph. So we're going to do some blueprinting here. So again, in content, or if you just click on your character, and on the right hand side it says Edit Blueprint, and go to Open Blueprint Editor. You can just right click, go ahead on the right hand side. You'll see some blueprints already in there, stuff for like mouse input. So there's the jump. what we're going to do is, in just some blank space on the right hand side, right click and just type in kick. And there's that kick input that we created. So go ahead and click it. And it says pressed. What we want to do is say, okay, on pressed, we want to drag a thingy from that arrow and release, and then type in montage, and you'll see something under animation that says play anim montage. Play anim montage. So if you click that, there's a drop down below it that says what montage to play. When you click that, you will see there is only one available, and that is the one we created, which is called kick. So select that and click kick. Do we need to hook this to the mesh at all, or no?
No, because you're putting it inside the character already. So
Oh, okay, it understands that. Okay. So then go ahead and click compile. Good to go. It even says good to go. That's fantastic.
this may not work.
It's going to work. All right, so now I want you to go back to your we are going to now open up the, so now we've created the kick animation montage. We've told the engine, hey, when I play this button, play the animation montage. The only problem is now the character doesn't understand. It's not set up on the actual character. Okay, so we need to edit the we need to edit that part of it. So if you go into content again, and we want to open up the third person animation blueprint. Okay, so if you type in third again, there's the third person anim BP, and when you open it, it looks like this. This is the event graph for the third person animation blueprint. So in content, you can even type in, just type in third, and you're looking for third person animation blueprint. Okay. And what we're going to do is we are going to click on the anim graph. So double click the anim graph here at the bottom, and you'll see we have a state machine, which is basically tells the character what state, and then it says final animation pose. So what we need to do is we need to we're going to add a slot . We need to create a slot first. So go back to your animation editor in Persona and double click the animation montage. And down in the animation montage, you'll see where it says default group slot. Go ahead and click the magnifying glass to open the slot manager. And we're going to add a slot. And we're going to call this kick. So now we have a new slot called kick. And then you can close that. And now change that drop down to kick. So it should be in default group kick. So now what we said is we said we want this animation montage to play in our default group, which is kick. So then hit save in the upper left, and then go back to your third person animation blueprint. How do you know how to add a slot on here? slot attack.
They changed it when they updated.
Is it just set as overlay slot? No.
No, I think it's default slot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so right click in here now and type in default, and you'll see something that says slot, default slot. Go ahead and click that. And with that selected, on the right hand side at the bottom, you'll see a drop down where you can choose the slots. Go ahead and click on default group kick. And then what we want to do is we want default in here. Right now it goes, this moving line goes from default to result. We want that to go from default to source, and the other dude to like this. So we want the slot kick now in between. So you just drag the lines on the people to the people. And then hit compile.
And then, you know, they got rid of the branching point system?
I don't know. Where's my food?
She doesn't like you.
Alright, and so when this is now created and you hit compile, you should be able to go back to your game and then push E, and he will do his jump kick. And not only will he do his jump kick, but he will actually continue off to where he was. What's up? Say what? Yours is in read only, you can't add a slot. So on the right hand side, it says preview or defaults. I didn't have this problem, but you might need to click on edit defaults. Just right click and type in default. And see where it says slot, default slot. Hit escape. Is there a stop button up there? Are you in play mode? Yeah, hit stop. That's square. Yeah. There you go. You good, Ira? Alright, so yeah, now if you hit play and you hit your E button, your dude should be kicking. So it did work, Chris.